Hey y'all, so I just want to do a quick video lesson talking about how to get from a 1 chord to a 4 chord, specifically in like kind of a bluesy or country setting where you've got these kind of implied flat sevens all the way around, like 12-bar blues, you know. You know, that kind of thing. But specifically, so in the start, I'd probably start by playing, you know, either like a G Mixolydian or G Pentatonic. So it'd be like, you know, see if I can hold down a G here. So G Mixolydian would be descending. Slowly. 3, 5, switch to A string, 2, 3, 5, switch to D string, 2, 3, 5. Apologize for the singing, folks. Switch to G string, 2, 4, 5, and then up to your B string. 3, 5, 6, and then you know, let's say 3, 5 on the high E, and you can even go up to that third, that major third, and that high B, and that, you know, gives you some chromatic options like. But now when we're going from like, say, a you know, like a G7 chord. That didn't sound quite right, did it? Ah, there we go. There's my F. Yeah, you know, like. And then, you know. Go from there to there, so like say so what we can do is we can also, towards the end of our, say, like Mixolydian phrase or G minor pentatonic phrase, if you wanted, like, you know, and you mix two together. You can do like, you know, and a Mixolydian be like. But towards the end, when you're going to transition to this C7 here, you know, you've got the option when you're going from your G7 to your C7. You can do so. You know, you're playing along in pentatonic. Then we're about to switch, so say maybe we go to a half-whole diminished scale, which will look like this. So, sorry, wrong scale. So we could do it like out of there, or we could just use a straight up diminished arpeggio, either starting on our flat 7 here, our F, or half step above our root, which would be a G sharp or A flat, or we could start on a D or B. We'll start it on F, for example. So going from G to our nice little, whoops. So going from our G7 up to our nice little C7 here. Let me play that a little better. C7. So transitioning. And then, you know, another cool trick, like if you're going to the 5, your D, and your 12 bar, you can use a G major pentatonic with something cool like this, just bending this like 6 up and including that flat 3. And basically this like always confused me for a while. Specifically that, like that. And it's really just a bar across 3, and you're hammering up from 3 to 4 on your G string, which is going from your minor third to your major third. And that gives you kind of that country sound, you know? Like. You know, you can do the same thing with your flat 7 root behind. That kind of thing. And you can also, doing the same thing, instead of just using a straight up arpeggio, you can use that scale. So here's our G7. We'll just start with a G Mixolydian lick. And don't ever forget that when you're on that 4 chord, it's actually super hip to use that G minor pentatonic. So if you can go from like a G7 using that G Mixolydian and then that G half whole diminished, like the. That's a great place to use a pentatonic scale. Then you can switch back to G, back to Mixolydian. And then when you hit that D, your 5, that's a great place just to play straight up G major pentatonic. Now G major scale, I'm sure it sounds fine, but it sounds better only having the 5 note scale. So and then back to your G. And so there at the end from that very last G, it's using like a G Mixolydian. And then the diminished scale lick, whole half diminished scale starting on G. And then And then when it's time to go transition to G, right from G to D, the 5 for that last time. And truthfully, you can actually use diminished scale or diminished arpeggios in the same kind of locations, like, you know, diminished arpeggio on C or E flat or F sharp or A over that D, or you can just do a half whole diminished scale on G, which again, or not G, on D, which would look like this. So again, to demonstrate that ending, you got that G Mixolydian, to our 5 last time. And that ends on our 3rd of our. Also on that 5, another cool thing, if you're familiar with a Phrygian dominant, which is the 3rd mode of a harmonic minor scale. Ingrid Malmsteen used this a lot. It fits great over major chords. It has that major 3rd. That would work great on that D also, so we can try that real quick, just real fast. Thanks for bearing with me. So, last G. To a D, and then, you know. Anyways, thanks for listening. I'll play the scales I played slow, real quick. So, G Mixolydian. G minor pentatonic. Bonus position for you. One more bonus. All right, and then G major pentatonic. With a couple bonus positions below, there's your E minor pentatonic, which is the same scale, just starting on E. See, how's that G? And then, you know, like a G diminished arpeggio. Or, I guess technically speaking, we should talk about. So, any diminished arpeggio over a dominant 7 chord, you know, like so. You know, they fit a half step above the root. You know, your root is G if it's a G dominant 7, so. that's just cascading or ascending minor thirds. You know. You know. And then, oh yeah, the, like the D, half whole diminished scale. G half whole diminished. Add an extra note, but you get the idea. And then that D Phrygian dominant. Now the difference between a Phrygian dominant and just a regular Phrygian mode is this. A regular Phrygian, like D Phrygian mode would be this. Or much slower. And that will go over the 3 chord of any given diatonic scale. So, I mean, in this case, you know, if we had D minor, we'd be talking about specifically like a B flat major scale. And that would give us that D Phrygian mode. So you have that B flat. It's basically just starting that B flat major scale from a D. But we could play through the same shape starting from B flat. But it's really, you know, it's supposed to fit over that chord, or, you know, do the full bar chord without 7th. But in a harmonic minor scale, you know, so in that same key, a harmonic minor would be G. So, which, relative, if we were thinking about it in terms of a minor key instead of the major key of B flat, the relative minor, which is, can always be found 3 frets down, is going to be G. You know, there's our G minor major 7 if we really want to apply that harmonic minor. A little bit Ingve, sorry. Getting a little carried away. Now if we have that G minor implied. However you want to play it. Just straight up, or not really supposed to play it with that minor 7th, but major 7th works. Then, if we're thinking about in terms of a minor key, we would still have like that C minor, but our 5th relative to the minor key would actually be a dominant 7 chord. So the arpeggio would look like now flat 9, unlike your average dominant 7, like in the key of B flat. Your E, not E, your F dominant 7, which would have a major 9, or a not flattened 9. The note found a 2nd above from the root, but then octave up, usually you call it a 9th, but not always. Yeah, you'd have this D major 9, flat 9. So, that would mean that 3rd note of, if we went back and referred to it in our heads as still in the key of B flat, somewhat, like a natural, I forget the exact terminology and I apologize, but if we kept the same, I guess in this case it'd be 2, 3, 4, 5. If we kept that flat in 6, what we could do is then think about this 3rd note, D, as actually still that dominant 7, which gives us that D Phrygian dominant, which implies a major chord with that major 3rd. Which is that note right there, that, if you're thinking about in terms of B flat, the key of B flat major, you got that flat in 7th now, which, oh man. Or sorry, flat in 6, it's not a normal 6th chord. Man, I love that chord. I'm start using that. But I'll play that scale slowly. I got off on a little theory tangent on why that works, but just when you have those harmonic minors, you end up with the 3rd of the relative major key being a dominant 7 chord instead of a minor chord, which means you have a Phrygian dominant mode instead of a regular Phrygian mode, which is like so slowly. So if y'all enjoyed, thanks for listening.